Ladies and gentlemen, let's visit our last winery, Lakeview!
Hello everyone, welcome to our channel, Sip and Seek. This episode features the 6th winery in our Icewine Festival Discovery Pass journey, Lakeview Winery. We're about to successfully complete our little challenge of visiting 6 wineries in a single day. Honestly, if the wineries opened a bit earlier, we could probably make it to 12 in one day. The only question is, could we actually drink that much wine in a day? As you step through the entrance of Lakeview Winery, you're immediately greeted by a striking display more than a dozen large oak barrels, each holding 92 gallons. They're lined up with quiet confidence, their warm wood tones and subtle grain patterns telling stories of aging wine and time itself. It's a simple yet powerful welcome one that instantly sets the mood and reminds you that here, everything begins with craftsmanship and patience. Since it was December, which is the season for Christmas and New Year celebrations, the winery grounds were filled with all kinds of festive decorations. However, according to the staff, there is an entrance fee if you want to go inside to see it. Out in the snow, you can spot a beautiful panda figure here and there. They actually have a huge playground area, though it looks like it's closed during this time of year. Over there, you'll find some cute photo spots designed for kids, penguins, pandas, and more. It seems Canadians really love pandas. They even borrowed a pair from China before but later returned them. The tasting room at Lakeview Winery isn't particularly large. You can see from one end to the other at a glance. But it feels incredibly bright and inviting. Both sides are lined with large floor-to-ceiling windows, so while you're seated for a tasting, you can enjoy views of the vineyards outside. On one side, you'll find a display of their wines available for purchase. At Lakeview Winery, we actually found a Malbec, something quite rare in this region. Malbec grapes aren't commonly grown here, mainly because the local soil in Ontario is more clay-based. This variety typically prefers well-drained soils, which makes it a bit challenging to cultivate in Niagara, so spotting one here is definitely a pleasant surprise. At Cellar Estates Winery, One of the most famous stars is their Icewine set, featuring the Canadian flag design. This pairing usually highlights a classic Vidal Icewine, with a label inspired by the iconic maple leaf, making it feel both patriotic and gift-worthy. On the palate, it's rich and sweet, with notes of tropical fruit, honey, and apricot, balanced by refreshing acidity. It's often served with a small bite, like a dessert or a sweet savory pairing, which really enhances the overall tasting experience. It's not just a drink, it's a true taste of Canada in a glass. At Lakeview Winery, this tasting featured an award-winning 2021 ice paired with a chicken wrap in a shawarma style, and honestly, it smelled amazing right from the start. This pairing really proves a point. Ice wine isn't just for desserts. When matched with savory meat like this, it actually feels more balanced, maybe even better suited to Asian palates. On the nose, the wine has a clear orange aroma, and when you taste it, that citrus note really comes through, like fresh orange juice. Surprisingly, it's not overly sweet. The acidity is well balanced, which is very much in line with modern ice wine styles. There's also a slight creamy note on the nose, and the alcohol is noticeably, gives a bit of warmth and even a slight throat burn on the finish. And the food. The shawarma-style chicken wrap is delicious, very authentic, and it pairs beautifully with that bright citrus profile. Overall, this ice wine really stands out for its orange-driven character, something you don't come across very often. Besides the ice wine, we also got to try two very unique Malbecs at Lakeview Winery. As we mentioned earlier, Malbec isn't very common in the Niagara region. In fact, the owner of 13th Street Winery once told us that there are only about 5 wineries in all of Ontario producing Malbec, and aside from theirs, even he wasn't sure who the others were. So today, we've just discovered another one. Let's see if we can actually track down all 5.
2020.
Yeah, 2020.
Oh, so
所以2020我跟你
2020.
So you know one thing about 2020 in Niagara is our
It's the best.
I've heard
Yes.
so many times. Everyone tells me
The same
2020
thing,
is
yeah.
the best
Thank you.
year.
yeah. So give them each a try. The Malbec you're going to get more dark
Leather.
black cherries, some chocolate,
Earthy.
earthy. Yeah, this one here has more of a plum,
Plum.
some spice, but it's a little bit lighter, I find, on the
Oh,
mouthfeel.
it's really nice.
So this is
but the
Lakeview.
tannins are nice on
This
both of
is,
these. Lakeview, East Elm.
Is that okay?
$24.95, $40, I want to say.
Let's try
Okay.
the difference.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
No, that's
Yangzhou
not
Malbec.
sorry.
It's the color is similar.
We have a couple of we have staff members who really like Malbecs, and
We went to the.
one of them loves and insists on East Elm, and the other one is like, no way, it's got to be Lakeview.
This one tastes very tough.
We went to the
This one.
13th Street Winery, and they used to have one Malbec. Last year we went there, and this time, like yesterday, the one of the owners told us there are like 5 wineries in Niagara.
Only.
And he told me I don't know the other 4, but now we found another
we
one.
got one. Now we got one. Lakeview
And
is another
see
one.
we can.
Which one do you like?
He. I don't have.
No, we haven't tried it. Let me try it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you probably need to drink it blunt, like without knowing which is
You just
good.
had sweet and you just had food. You want some water?
It's okay. Thank
No,
you.
we're good. We're not that professional taster. We're just wine lovers. You know?
Good though. 'Cause I- 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 I-
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, the food is really good.
I'm sorry?
The food is really good
It
too.
was good.
Yes.
Yeah, our chef does a really good job. Our chef works out of our restaurant at our Creekside property in Lincoln.
Oh.
He makes everything for us and then he brings it here and tells us how to serve it.
Oh. I found some of the winery offer the food with some sweet stuff, like for especially like Asian. I don't really eat that sweet things, so for the meat and salty stuff is. I found they're matched together like much better than
And it helps with taking in all the sugar too from the wines. You want to do some savories. You wouldn't want to just do ice wine and pair it with dessert.
Yeah, that's too sweet.
You'll be on sugar overload. So it's like do a couple of savory, do a sweet, do a couple of savory, do a sweet.
At Lakeview Wine Company, the estate itself covers about 11.5 acres, but beyond that, they collaborate with around 25 grape-growing families across the Niagara region, managing over 500 acres of vineyards. These vineyards produce high-quality grapes like Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Cabernet, Sauvignon, and Riesling. The winery is equipped with modern winemaking facilities, including a 1,000 square foot underground cellar that stores millions of bottles of aging wine. Annually, they produce around 200,000 cases, covering everything from red and white wines to sparkling wines and ice. Their Icewine, in particular, is well known for offering high quality at a relatively accessible price point. Visitors can also join the Million Bottle Wine Tours, where you can walk through the vineyards, explore the production facilities, and visit a cellar filled with over 500 oak barrels. Among their standout wines, the superstar is the 2021 Vidal Icewine, which we tasted today. This wine won the title of Best Canadian Icewine at the International Wine Challenge, showcasing rich aromas of lychee, mango, pineapple, and honey. It also received a Platinum Award at the Las Vegas Global Wine Awards in 2020, scoring an impressive 98 points. Another notable wine is their Gewürztraminer Icewine, which is a relatively rare variety. We've tasted Gewürztraminer wines at other wineries before, but rarely see it made into Icewine, making it a unique experience. And with that, we've completed all 6 wineries in the Icewine Festival Discovery Pass in just one day. Each winery had its own distinct style and atmosphere. Some felt grand and classic, others modern and minimal. Some focused on the delicacy and sweetness of Icewine, while others emphasized terroir and vintage variation, and some stood out through creativity and design, offering truly unique tasting experiences. Despite their differences, they all share one thing in common: an uncompromising dedication to craftsmanship. From vineyard selection to winemaking, from storytelling to service, every detail reflects a deep passion and respect for the land, for the grapes, and for time itself. If you love Icewine, it's definitely worth visiting the Niagara region. You might just discover that perfect sweetness you've been looking for. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you in the next episode.